Hey guys, Sean with Alexander Tutoring. It's the start of a new semester. You know what I like to do? I like to save you time and effort, and I do that by covering what I think are the most important lessons. And today, I want to talk about unit conversions, especially for my students going into their first year of high school. This is something you're going to use in all your science classes, and a lot of students struggle with it and make a really common mistake. So I just want to work this out for you right away so you don't have to deal with it for the rest of your high school career. So let's say we want to change 10 meters to centimeters. The most common mistake that I see is people multiply when they should divide or divide when they multiply. And so I'm going to show you how to do it so that's never an issue for you. What you do, the procedure is this. You write down the starting thing. We started with 10 meters. Okay, put the unit in there. Then we make a set of parentheses that covers two lines like this. And we draw a division line right down the middle. Okay, and what we want to have happen, we don't want it to be meters anymore, right? So see how the meters here, it's up in the top, it's in the numerator. So what we're going to do is put meters in the denominator such that they cancel out. You have meters over meters. And then what do we want the meters to turn into? Well, we want them to turn into centimeters. So notice that I put the units in before I stuck any numbers in, because it's the units that tell you where to stick the numbers. Okay, so you can see what happens here. The meters cancel. You can think of this as 10 over 1. Look up my fraction video if that's an issue for you. And then just ask yourself, how many centimeters are in 1 meter? There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And then the rule is, so just treat it like a normal fraction. We're multiplying fractions. Multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. 10 times 100 is 1,000. 1 times 1 is just 1 centimeter, which is left over, or just 1,000 centimeters. The most common mistake would be to divide 10 by 100 instead of multiplying. But you can see by putting the units in first, it tells you where to stick the numbers. Let's look at the opposite case. Let's say we wanted to change 10 centimeters into meters. Okay, let's do the same procedure. We just write down our starting unit, 10 centimeters. We put our little parentheses in with our division line. We want the centimeters to cancel, and we can see that they're in the numerator here, or in the starting point, so we put centimeters in the denominator so they cancel. What would we like them to turn into? Meters. So we put that on top. You can see that the centimeters cancel. And now you ask yourself, once again, how many centimeters are in a meter? There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Again, we put this over 1. We multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom to get 10 over 100 meters. We can cancel out a 0. 1 divided by 10 is just 0.1 meter. So you can see in case 1 you had to multiply, in case 1 you had to divide, but the big trick here is that you put the units in first, and they tell you where to stick the numbers so you never make that mistake. Now the last common mistake I'd like to look at is, what if you have square meters, a unit of area, or cubic meters, a unit of volume? Going back to the original problem, what if we had 10 square meters, and we'd want to change that to square centimeters? Again, that's a unit of area, right? A square that's 1 meter by 1 meter is a square meter. And so we want to know how many square centimeters would fit inside that first square. Okay, so same procedure. 10 meters squared. Stick our parentheses in. With one big difference. We're going to square the parentheses this time. Okay? Now, meters are on top, so we put meters in the bottom because we want them to cancel. And then we put centimeters on top because that's what we want to change into. And you can see the square here squares both the centimeter and the meter in the fraction. So they're really square meters and centimeters. Okay, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And now we can see the squared here, we have to square them. When you square a fraction, you square the top and the bottom. So we get 100 meters squared times 100 squared is 100 times 100, or 10,000. Square centimeters, the units get squared too, over 1 square meter. Okay, multiplying here. 10 times 10,000 is 100,000 square centimeters would fit in a square meter. That's a surprising result, right? It's a lot, more than you would think, but a square meter is really big. It doesn't fit on here. You know, think a meter's about 3 feet, so you imagine 3 feet by 3 feet, and then a square centimeter is tiny. So it would actually take 100,000 of these guys to fill up that square. Okay, I hope you find that helpful. That's unit conversions you'll use it your entire high school career. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.